Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Anime Chat with me, Pop. I'm sure you all remembered to set your clocks ahead an hour. I sure did. Otherwise, you're going to be late. All right. So, as you can see, a little bit different today using Restream in their studio. So, I'm going to just do like we always do. We'll go over the news of the week, then we'll get to the main event, and hopefully DJRonnieG will be showing up because I know he likes to talk about Macross 7, Macross Plus. And we're going to do that too. We'll go over a couple episodes of that. So let's get to the news first, though. Just do this and this. There we go. And where is that? There. Let's turn this on. And that should be good there. Okay. So we're going back to Monday. Detective Conan anime wins grand prize at TVer Awards in 2024. Man, that seems like it's really popular. Everyone seems to love Detective Conan. Yanmar's Miru, Paths to My Future, reveals Maya Sakamoto as voice of girl character, synopsis video's narrator. Okay. Danjo no Yujo wa Shiritsu Suru ya Shinai. Anime reveals April 4th TV debut. Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games. Anime reveals TV format, main cast, 2025 premiere. Are we going to see a bunch of cute girls playing fighting games? We could always hope. Skippin' Loafer anime second season reveals staff and visual. Okay, so Skippin' Loafer is getting a second season. Second Mononoke film streams music video featuring Aina, the end's new theme. This Monster Wants to Eat Me TV anime reveals more cast. October debut in video. That doesn't sound very appealing, though. The Unaware Atelier Master anime reveals more cast, opening and ending songs. April 6th TV premiere. Okay, so they'll be ready for next season. My Happy Marriage Season 2 streams new story trailer. You and I Are Polar Opposites anime reveals first promo video, visuals, and staff. Pokemon Horizons, The Search for Lakia anime second part premieres on April the 25th. Bleach Rebirth of Souls games trailer previews Kaien Shiba. Not much longer now. That game will be coming out March 21st, it looks like. Level 5 announces Keiji Inafune's departure, establishment of Osaka studio for Fantasy Life iGame. It says the subtitle is Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time game, launches on May the 21st. The Colors Within anime launches on Blu-ray disc on May 27th. Digital platforms on April the 1st. Well, that's good. Usually you see the digital platforms having it first and then the physical after, but this time the Blu-ray is coming out first. So that's good. I'm a big proponent of physical media. I think it's a good thing. We should always try to collect things on physical media. Gundam G-Quick's beginning film earns $916,000 in U.S. screenings, debuts at number 10. Suikoden franchise gets anime, new mobile game, new manga, stage play, concert. Wow, people are really getting it from everywhere from Suikoden. Also revealed new Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. Look at that. Just all the Suikoden you could ask for. Square Enix and Sunrise make as one anime film prequel to Starwing Paradox game. Live action Trillion game film drops to number 3. Gundam G Quick's beginning is going to number 8. I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. Anime reveals additional cast. Massage, romantic comedy manga, Sawaranade Koteshishi Gun gets TV anime. And that's it for Monday. Moving along to Tuesday. Visions of Mana co-director Kenji Ozawa launches new game studio. It's called Studio Sasankwa. Already has a game in development. Disney Step augmented reality mobile game launches in Japan. Oh, it's an augmented reality smartphone game. Okay. Everyday host short anime's new video reveals theme song, April 4th TV debut. Nemenko short anime second video unveils April 3rd TV debut. Black Butler Emerald Witch Arc anime's teaser reveals April 5th debut. Orb on the movements of the Earth anime casts Atsumi Tanizaki. "2025 Doraemon films trailer highlights gadgets." I sense merchandise for Doraemon. You start showing gadgets on screen, they're going to be like, I want that. Solo Leveling Season 2, Arise from the Shadow anime's trailer previews Jeju Island Raid Arc. I can see people are really liking Solo Leveling. Monster Hunter Wilds game sells 8 million worldwide in the first 3 days. And it looks like everybody loves their Monster Hunter. 8 million in 3 days. Whew. That is awesome. It says here it's the fastest the one of its titles has reached this milestone. PlayStation announces beta program for testing future games, PS5, PS app features. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's too little too late for PlayStation. We'll see. Rick and Morty the anime gets Blu-ray disc DVD release on April 29th. I mean, if you're a Rick and Morty fan, good for you. I could care less. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma game streams 3 new character trailers. That's done Tuesday. Now we're moving on to Wednesday. Pocket Pair launches Pal World Games Mac version. Okay, so now they're getting to the people who use Apple. So they can play Pal World. It looks like it's available for $30 US, and you need 23 gigabytes free. Whew, man, that's a lot. The Daily Life of Middle-Aged Online Shopper in Another World anime announces 3 more cast members. Wow, they're really loading up on the cast from this show. Great show, by the way. I'm very much enjoying this. Very good story. The Beginning After the End anime's new video unveils more cast, opening song, and an April 2nd TV debut. Windbreaker Season 2's new video reveals more cast, ending song, April 3rd debut. Nice. Koppen-chan short TV anime second video unveils more cast and an April 6th debut. Frieren Beyond Journey's End Season 2 premieres next January. Oh man, we gotta wait till January for Season 2? I mean, this was such a good show. Very enjoyable. I might have to break down and just start reading the manga instead. Excuse me. Kowloon Generic Romance Anime's second video reveals more cast, theme songs, April 5th debut. Sorairo Utility Anime casts Maria Naganawa. Oh yes, Sorairo Utility is the golf-themed anime. Unexpectedly Naughty Fukami Anime Festa Anime reveals theme song, March 14th early streaming premiere in trailer video. That looks like 2 guys kissing, so probably not for me. First, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle film screens in US and Canada on September the 12th. So everyone on this side of the Pacific Ocean will have to wait until September the 12th to watch Demon Slayer in the theater. High Dive to stream Sword of the Demon Hunter, Kijin Gentosho anime. Well, good for High Dive. Baki Hanma Blood Arena game announced for consoles and PC in September. We'll just skip over the anime and manga releases. Fumet no Ryori TV anime cast Ryosuke Shirikara and Taito Ban. Tayutama Kiss on My Deity game remaster slated for March 26th on Steam. Oh, it's a visual novel. Okay. And it's also planned for the Switch. 2025 Doraemon film's new video previews Aimyon's theme song. David Production unveils first original TV anime Onmyo Kaiten Reverse for July debut. Moving along to Thursday, The Idolmaster Million Live anime gets new OVA episode? Yandere Dark Elf anime unveils theme songs and an April 6th TV premiere. Gorilla no Kami Kara Kago Sarata Rejo wa Oritsu Kishidan de Karegeru anime unveils more cast. April 6th TV debut. I think we'll just call that one Gorilla. That's really long title. We'll just call it Gorilla. A Tale of the Secret Saint light novels get TV anime. Shoshimin, How to Become Ordinary, anime's second season debuts on April the 5th. The Two Perfect Saint anime reveals opening song, April 9th TV debut. Rock is a Lady's Modesty anime's main trailer reveals more cast, theme songs, April 3rd TV debut. Hey, how you doing, James? Good to see you. Just going through the news of the week here. Butt Detective, Star and Moon anime film preview song, dance scene in video. Tabako Dobutsu anime film streams main clip. Catcher in the Ballpark anime premieres on April the 1st. For all of you baseball fans out there, you can get your baseball anime, looks like, on April the 1st. Yo, DJRonnieG. There he is. Can I believe you lost an hour of sleep? Yes. Yes, I can. I made sure to set my alarm. So I did wake up at the proper time. But yeah, it's going to affect a lot of people this springing ahead. I wish they would just get rid of it altogether. There's no need. Oh, also, in relation to Catcher in the Ballpark, the anime casts Akari Yura, Mami Fujita, and Kentaro Kumaji. Amazon Prime Video's Filmbox Live service streams 1974 Heidi in the US in Spanish. Well, that's good. It was 6 a.m. when it should have been 5 a.m. Hello, Elle. How you doing? Good to see you. DJ, check your. You can check Discord. I did send you a link. An idea that never made sense. I know, James. I know. They came up with some flimsy excuse for it. Witch Watch Anime's trailer reveals English dubcast. Atelier Lumia Games trailer highlights Isla. Amazon Prime Video to stream Gundam G-Quicks TV anime worldwide. 2025 Anpanman's films trailer reveals guest cast members. Let's just pick 2 days out of the year and just feck with everyone. Yeah, that's what happens. Grand Blue Dreaming Season 2 unveils opening song artists July 7th TV debut. See you tomorrow at the food court. Anime's teaser reveals main cast. One Punch Man Season 3 new video reveals October TV premiere. Okay. So it's finally going to be around in October. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to One Punch Man. That's daylight savings time in a nutshell. Yep, you nailed it, James. Kaiju Sakai Sifuku Anime's video unveils more cast. Theme song, April 5th TV debut. Yanmar's Miru Paths to My Future anime video reveals April 2nd TV premiere. That was Thursday. Moving along to Friday. Oh no. Mashal Magic and Muscles gets smartphone puzzle game. Okay, I always warn you guys, if those of you that don't know, if you're new, I always warn about smartphone games because it seems like they can get turned off on you in a second. As soon as they figure they're not making enough money, poof, off it goes, and you're left with nothing again. So just beware of smartphone games. The Ancient Magus Bride manga gets first visual novel. Our Last Crusade or The Rise of a New World Season 2 begins re-airing on April 10th after an 8-month delay. Wit Studio, To Ubakata's Moonrise anime reveals main cast, April 10th debut on Netflix. Aharon-san wa Hakarenai Season 2 anime reveals April 7th TV debut in video. Teogonia anime reveals April 11th debut, 7 more cast members. You made a Cypher performs first ending theme for Fire Force anime's final season. Oh, it's going to be the final season of Fire Force. Okay. Someone is expressing concern how to deal with warmongers. Peace in Ukraine not desired by all, apparently. You suggest FMJ at maximum rate. Okay, James. I mean, that may solve problems. It may create more, but I'm all for peace, that's for sure. It's just all these constant wars do is just drag everybody down, and it bankrupts countries. So there's no benefit except to the people who sell the weapons. Oh yes, and if anyone's noticed, I've started a poll, and simply stated is, have you ever watched any Macross series? And it looks like the majority of you have. So that's good. The ones that haven't, what's wrong with you? Let's continue on here. Yokusaru Shibata's Tojima Tazaburo wa Kamen Rider ni Naritai manga gets anime. Peace through strength. It definitely doesn't bankrupt company. Yeah, DJ. Odakaki Kozami anime film reveals new visual and more cast. You've never watched Macross? Don't lie to me, DJ. The Shunji Family Children anime second promo video reveals opening theme. Oh, here we go. Go Go Loser Ranger Season 2 anime reveals main promo video, theme song, artists. I watched the first season of Go Go Loser Ranger. Yeah, good show. I'm really looking forward to the second season. I want to see what happens here. Because those, even though the Rangers are heroes, they are not the best people, that's for sure. Shinichiro Watanabe, Mappa's Lazarus anime reveals 14 more cast members. Whew, loading up on people. It's been a long time. You should watch it again. Sure, why not, James? There's so many to pick from as well. The Idolmaster Tours game launches in arcades in Japan on March 26th. Holy Grail and Office Space, that's your staple. That's my stapler. You took my stapler. Yeah, Office Space is a good one. And Holy Grail. You gotta love some Monty Python. Your Forma anime gets world premiere screening at Hawaii's KawaiiCon on March the 15th. Man, that would be something, eh? Going to a anime convention in Hawaii. You have to make sure you pick your costumes carefully, that's for sure. Tomcat's Big Adventure 1992 anime film gets North American premiere screening at Texas Theater on April 14th. For all my Texas friends, looks like you'll be able to see that. I don't know why they just picked a Texas theater, but okay. Oh, and Blazing Saddles, comedic trifecta. Yeah, Blazing Saddles was great. Mel Brooks does a good job with making movies, that's for sure. Ao Oni, the Horror of Blueberry Onsen horror game, announced for Switch PC in spring 2025. Well, this might be something that definitely the Indie Maniac over on Twitch, he'll probably play this for sure. Frogger, Harvest Moon, Tamagotchi nominated for 2025 Video Game Hall of Fame. GoldenEye 007, Angry Birds, Quake also nominated. I'm surprised Quake wasn't nominated long before that. I agree with Frogger and Tamagotchi and Harvest Moon, yeah. Angry Birds, I mean, they should have a separate one for phone games. Not many Western comedies. The only one you know of is Rustler's Rhapsody. Yeah, they usually don't. They don't do comedic one. I mean, there's Seth MacFarlane's A Million Ways to Die in the West. I don't know if that's your style of comedy though. Bleach, Rebirth of Souls games, Reverse Fate trailer previews character new Ichigo form. Mobile game based on plus 99 reinforced wooden stick webtoon debuts at number 1 in Korea. Okay. Yeah, who expected Stapler Man to burn down the office? Not you. Yeah. Of course. Nobody expects the Stapler guy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to get you to go ahead and watch some Macross now. Okay. That'd be great. Okay, we're moving along to Saturday. Turkey original bowling anime debuts in July. Look at this. Look at this. For people that say there's not a genre for everything, there is in anime, and you have a bowling anime, and it's called Turkey. So, what more do you want? I am going to give that one a watch just because I want to see if they can make bowling exciting. Next up, Gegege no Kitaro gets new stage play in August. You guys are so lucky they get stage plays and such. Mikadono-san Shimai wa Angai Choroi TV anime cast Yoshino Aoyama. Here we go, the Japanese video game rankings. This is what we've been waiting for. No, I can't do it that way. I have to do it this way. At number 1 for the PS5, Monster Hunter Wilds, followed by Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection. I really do want to pick that one up. That's being a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, I do want to pick up that Early Days Collection. At number 3, Wizardry, The 5 Ordeals, followed by Super Mario Party Jamboree, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. For the PS5, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. And then also at number 8 for the PS4, Like a Dragon. Back to the Switch, number 9, Okayu Niumiu. Then Minecraft, Animal Crossing's New Horizons, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Pokemon Scarlet Violet, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Utawaren Rumo Trilogy Set, Fuyuzono Sacrifice, Nintendo Switch Sports, Ring Fit Adventure, Dragon Quest III HD Remake, and at number 20, Classic Dungeon X3. Bowling is only exciting if it's close to a perfect game or a zero score. I gotcha. So for this, strangely enough, this week, Monster Hunter Wilds is number 1 and the PS5 is number 1. When the majority of the time, it's always the Switch that is at number 1. But there's a lot of Switch games dominating this list. All right, let's go back. Sakamoto Days anime casts Masake Mizunaka. Shibuya Hachi Anime's third part unveils April 5th debut, updated staff, new narrator, and theme song in video. Black Torch manga gets TV anime. Okay, Black Torch. That'll be something else. New Yaiba anime to stream on Netflix and Hulu. Okay, that's Saturday. Moving along to Sunday. Today, Crunchyroll to stream One Piece anime new episodes simultaneously on April the 6th. Like a Dragon, burning for the very first time. There you go, Weird Al. Run with it. Oh, who doesn't like Weird Al songs? They're great. Kakushite Makina-san anime announces ending song artists and April 6th debut. I'm the Evil Lord of an Intergalactic Empire. Anime reveals main promo video. More cast. Takopi's Original Sin anime casts Konomi Kohara and Anna Nagase. Danjo no Yujo wa Siritsu Suru ya Shinai anime second promo video previews ending theme. That is all for Sunday, and then they just have their top news, which we have covered already. It looks like, yes, we've covered all those stories. Okay. Next up, it's the main attraction. The reason you guys are all here. We're going to go through some Macross. And I'm going to start out with Macross 7, I believe. Macross 7 and Macross Plus came out in the same year. They were both released in 1994. Macross 7 is like a 49-episode television series. So it's a little on the long side compared to series that come out nowadays. But 49's, that's a decent length. Macross Plus is a 4-episode OVA. And it has really good animation. I think they might have even used some CGI on it. So it's really looks still to this day very sharp, very crisp. There's a few more. He found yourself sound a guy calling himself Audio Oddball, does alternate lyrics for former hits. on YouTube. Well, here you go. He's following in Weird Al's footsteps. Okay, let me just get things prepped here. I suppose we could pick any Macross 7 episode. Pretty much starts out the same every time. Well, we'll go for number 1 though. Why not? So let me share here. There we go. As with every show, it starts off with the guitar, or with every episode of this. And it gives you a look at the immigration fleet. There's Basra, and the camera pulls out, revealing that it's a giant ship with a city in it. There's always bad news. Laughing at the world helps. You know what, James? Laughter is the best medicine, I've heard. And then they start off with, there's the band. The band is called Firebomber. And he's singing the intro right now. There's the band there. And I just heard, yes. Just give me a second, DJ. I've got to, like this. There we go. And now we have with us DJRonnieG.
Yeah, as I was saying, I've never seen Macross, never heard of it, but I figured I'd, see if I can come in and talk about it anyway, even though I have no affinity whatsoever to Macross 7, as you know.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, that's why I was up till 6 a.m. I was up till 6 a.m. I got home last night. I was thinking, oh, great, I'm ahead of schedule. It's 2 a.m. This is going to be great. So I'm sitting down, and I finally, before bed, go, okay, I'm going to encode some videos for my pocket device, right? So in case we need to show visual screenshots that have animation in them.
Yeah.
And, because I'm pretty sure, when you're playing a video at 5 frames per second in black and white, those count as screenshots, not video.
So true.
But yeah, man, I'm glad. So I see we're off to a good start here. The best Macross series.
Oh man, you want to start an argument here?
No, but jokes aside, I'm sure we'll get to the key sticking points, because you did cover some really relevant points. And I'm sure we'll get to that when talking about the guy with the glasses on screen.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and so if anybody that doesn't know, this is the band. This is Firebomber. This is the guy with the glasses. That's Neki Basra, so he's the lead singer. And then there's Meline, who is the daughter of Max and Miria from the original Macross series. And then I believe this guy's name is Ray.
Yep, Ray Lovelock.
There you go, Ray Lovelock. There you go. And then there's Vefidas, who is a Zentradi, which plays a big part in the Macross universe, because the Zentradi were originally the antagonists in the original show.
Did you ever see her backstory? I'm sure you have.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think it was in one of the movies, if I remember correctly, or one of the miniseries. Pretty sure. Oh, shoot, I don't know if it was like what is that one called? Well, you know what I'm saying, one of the short ones, or one of the 6 episodes.
Yes.
I forget. But yeah, it was just cool, because she was like an acrobatics person or something, not really acrobatics, but look at the alien, lift heavy stuff type of routine,
Yeah. And so as with it starts off, and it gives you a little backstory as to why things are the way they are now. It talks about the history of how they've launched the fleets from Earth after the war with the Zentradi. And there it is. There's the Mega Road 1, which we never see or hear from again.
That is the deceptive thumbnail I used in my stream the other day.
Yes. Yeah, there it is. There, and so it tells you that they switched over to that style of ship to
Now,
attack an entire city.
you know what jumps out at me about that picture?
What's that?
Well, it's missing the dome cover.
Oh, yes. Well, that might have
So,
been
like,
one of the very first
yeah.
Macross vessels.
And what I like about this picture too, however, is you can see like all of the constituent parts. You see the battleship at the front.
Hmm.
You got like a couple of the destroyers along the bottom of the frame. So, like in the bottom right corner, you see that pointy craft, and they got quite a number of those that serve as advanced lookout.
Yes. There you go. And
I just want to interject one more time, and you can see some lights coming off of that. You got the Milky Road, which connects all of the individual ships of the fleet.
yes. Yeah, and it says they were launched in 2038, the 7th Macross fleet, which is why they call it Macross 7. And it says the galactic core is their destination, and it is now 2045. So I think we're doing a little bit of band practice, it looks like. A little bit of jamming there. And the music for this show is really good. I can't recommend it enough. They've got some very good tunes. And there's Malene, and she has her little pet there that hangs out with her all the time. Of course, they're practicing away. They're actually holding a concert, and here's Basra, and he's just doing like what those artists do that are like a little eccentric. I think he's just hanging out. Everyone's waiting for it to start.
The Flower Girl.
Yes, the flower girl, she desperately wants to give flowers to Basra.
The man of the hour.
There's the captain of the Macross 7, Maximilian Genus. So he's always worried about his daughter. So he's trying to keep an eye on her. He's just hanging around there. That's just eccentric. Oh, there we go. And he's making his grand entrance on a parachute. So there they go. Now they're going to start the concert. He wants everybody.
And they're going to go ahead and sing Planet Dance.
Planet Dance. There you go. Everybody seems to be loving it. I can't play any of this because, copyright strike, claim, and all that other kind of stuff.
Very unfortunate. That's why I put the episodes on my PDA now. I didn't put it on my handheld computer for this reason, but I feel like on my own show, I could point my webcam at the handheld computer, and it's such a crappy image that I don't think it gets detected.
Yeah, maybe not. That would be that's the way to do it. I think try to defeat the AI. So something's happening. They're getting an SOS from the advance guard. So the captain has to spring into action, get to the bridge. There we go. So these new alien invaders, I believe they call them the Proto-Devlin.
I think the Proto-Devlin comes a little bit later, but they might as well be. I mean, they're doing like just, annoying evil stuff.
Right. So here goes the self-defense force. And I think they get pretty much owned by these guys.
Using a green laser-like device, which pulls makes them kind of like, what's the word? Like incoherent, almost comatose, like they're alive, but after the green laser beam hits them, the pilots is sort of catatonic.
Yeah, it like pulls the life force out of them. Oh, and then Malene gets to sing her own song. I believe it's called My Friends.
Yep.
And there's Exodore, and it looks like they might have just put his head in there.
Yep. Just for perspective, that man is 7 times taller than a human being. So the deck plate that he's standing on right now is like well below the captain.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's like, okay, we'll throw him in. And he's from the Do You Remember Love movie. That's what he looked like there. He didn't look like that in the original Macross.
Yep. That's true. So it is basically effectively this follows the Do You Remember Love chronology, which is not radically different from the series. It's like pretty much like nothing about the movie changes much. Like a couple of things, like how like last week we discussed how Roy Fokker died, for example.
Yes.
But overall, it's like the events are similar enough that nothing happening inside that series changes the overarching story.
No, and Exodore provides good advice to Max, on matters. He's got someone to talk
Mm-hmm.
with about things. But yes, there's that green beam hitting the person right in the head, and it just makes them catatonic pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they're beating them.
That guy. Oh, he's
That
fun,
fella.
man. Like
Yes.
he's like he seems like such. I mean, I'm not gonna specify anything, but he's a hardened badass at this point in this series. Like he's got like a focus on one thing, and you think he can't possibly have a heart.
Yep. He's very he's got soldier on. He's a very hardened battled soldier there. There's our bumper.
I just
Yep.
played the music.
Yep. So as what usually happens is they break through the lines and they head for the ship. And they're playing their time for they're going to close the dome. Try to make it so that he saves the people there. The concert is interrupted by the battle. A little bit of Basra protecting Malene.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have like the concert continue in the shelter.
Mm-hmm.
But Basra's going to leave. And we're like, where is this guy going? What's he doing?
And as he's running, you're hearing this bumping drum beat that Vifidas is playing to kind of
Bum, 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 bum,
yeah.
bum, bum. And he has his own mech. Which is, you're like, okay, the guy has his own mech. Is he going to go out there and fight these guys? It looks like he's got a gun there.
Yep.
Like, okay.
It's a nice mech, but it has me questioning the legalities.
Yeah, you're a civilian. I don't think the army is going to want to let you fight. Oh, but they're not doing so well. The aliens are winning. Oh, so he hacked in to see what the military sees. There's Basra flying around. He says he's been waiting for this moment a long time. Kind of a weird thing to wait for. I'm gonna go into battle with aliens, and he transforms and he shoots the enemies, but it's just with speakers, and he fires up his guitar, and he's
Which
what's
that
that? Go ahead.
guitar. I'm sorry, that guitar controls the friggin' plane. Carry on.
Yes, the guitar controls the plane, and he also plays it and sings to the aliens. Guy's just like, yep. Everybody, just ignore that guy. Just keep going. Okay, the military doesn't like it, and I believe that's Gamalas is telling him, "Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting in the way of a military operation." Oh,
Yep, it's the beginning of a long and a great friendship.
yeah, yeah. Oh, they even make a mention of Minmay. Is he trying to follow in the footsteps of Lin Minmay? And they're like, the same Minmay from the movie?
Yep, because Do You Remember Love is indeed a movie in universe.
Yes, and they even say she was responsible for ending the war 35 years ago. So there's very strong ties to the previous series.
Mm-hmm.
So he's keeping singing, and I think the enemy gets what they need, and they're like, "Yeah, just retreat." You don't want to listen to my song. And he just sits there in his mech singing, and yeah, that pretty much ends off the episode. And we won't know what happens until we tune into the next episode of Macross 7.
Mm-hmm. Reach our level.
Yes, that's what they aliens call what they're removing from the humans. They're spiritua. Spiritua, yeah. All right. So that was Macross 7. Next up, we're just going to move along to Plus. But yeah,
Hello, chat.
there's a few Macross 7 like there's Dynamite 7, that's a
Thank
series
you.
to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other one?
Macross Frontier, Dynamite 7, and one of them was the whale. Let's see, Macross 7 Whales movie. So Star Trek 4 had a whale movie, and
Yeah.
Macross 7 had one as well. I think that was Dynamite. Mm-hmm.
Was it Dynamite? Okay. Yeah, there's GMM I've got here, and FOTSW. I can't remember what that stands for, but that's another Macross 7 movie. So there's a couple of Macross 7 movies. Let me see. Where did I put that?
OTSW. I'm curious what that is, but if I find it, I'll let you know.
Yes. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and then of course with those movies, including Dynamite 7, they came out with even more soundtracks. So a caveat now, of course, I just ordered them on eBay, but a while back I signed up for Amazon Music because that's where they had them. So my goal would be like, okay, well I could either just stream it or do the 1990s routine like we did with Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna elaborate on that, but yeah, and ultimately, I'm probably just gonna buy the CDs on eBay because like for what it cost me to have a year of Amazon Music, I could just buy the CD like even if it's $40. Screw it, just get the CD.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, I know I like it, I know I want the best possible copy I can get, and I'm happy to buy it.
For sure. I mean, there's also, with for anybody that can wait, you can go to Play Asia. They've got a lot of
Oh,
CDs and such. They're
I didn't even check that. Okay, no, I don't mind waiting. It's just, in fact, I was already gonna be waiting if I went on eBay anyway. Maybe I'll pay just the same price and get something that's actually new in packaging. So that's
yeah,
kind of good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Punkwater was mentioning Play Asia like a week ago, and he's used them a number of times for his mech constructions.
yep, yep. I make a couple of orders there, and I get lots of my Macross stuff from there. Like some of the well, I got later on. I took some video of some of the new stuff I managed to get, so
Mm-hmm.
we can show that a little bit later.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
I'll keep my Blu-ray on this side just for reference. I know you talked about Do You Remember Love last week, but the box art on my Blu-ray is just so beautiful that I think you might want to share that with your audience.
For sure. Here we go. This is Macross Plus, everyone, and it as it starts out, dedicated to all pioneers. Very, very fitting. Like what a great
Mm-hmm.
intro. And you'll see right off the bat. This is Planet Eden, and there's one of our main characters. Very excellent animation. Like this is high quality OVA animation. And there's all of our main characters as teenagers. And there you go. I believe it uses a little bit of CGI for some of the scenes. And so we get our start out. It's the year
Mm-hmm.
2040 in deep space. And apparently these guys are battling some enemies. We don't quite know who, but this guy pilot is very cocky and he's like the top of his squad. And there you go. They even put bayonets on their rifles for close combat. And
Whoa,
then
that's nice.
boom.
That's a cool detail. I didn't know. I didn't notice that before. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, let's check that out again. It's where he's hiding behind a
Mm-hmm. And this is a good scene. Like the way they start this off is like really just off to a good start.
oh yeah. Yeah, he comes at that guy over there.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Like that right arm. Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
great. 'Cause,
that's
Mhm.
how they take care of the in close guys. They got the old bayonet. But yeah, this guy is he's a top pilot. And watch how this, like, he doesn't have it on right now, the knife or the bayonet. Ka-chunk. So it flips out. Oh, and for anyone that's interested, the guy that does the dub is Bryan Cranston. And Bryan Cranston, for those that know, was Walter White on Breaking Bad.
Wait, whoa. That's Bryan Cranston's voice acting right there.
Yes.
Holy cow! I just saw him yesterday in the movie Contagion, and I was thinking about the time he was in the movie Godzilla. One of them, it was an American Godzilla movie. He was in like 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, holy cow!
Yeah.
Good
Bryan
voice.
Cranston did the voice. It surprised me as well because obviously this was done in 1994. I don't think he was that well known back then.
Mm-hmm.
But very, very good. So this guy, his name is Isamu Dyson, and he is pretty much getting reprimanded for his actions on the battlefield. So the guy's telling him right now where he could send him. He's like, I could send you here to pilot a garbage scow, or I could send you here or here, but instead we'll send you to be a test pilot on planet Eden.
at
And
New
he's
Edwards. I'm
yes.
sorry. Carry on.
No. Um, yeah, so he's very grateful. He he just loses he loses his mind. He's you know his
Yeah.
decorum.
Like
And
he's not just going to Eden. He's going to a special Air Force base. But I think they're going to tell us the name of that in a moment.
yes, so planet Eden, which is one of the planets they colonized from obviously one of the Macrosses landed there. Oh, looks like he's
Oh.
controlling the plane through his brain waves. So that is pretty crazy. And that's what he can do. When he's looking, he can look through the eyes of the camera, and he can see the skeletal and the heat signatures. And he doesn't even have to touch the controls. He can take right off. Oh, but our hero is arrived there, and he needs to know where to go. And he reports in at New Edwards Air Force Base, as DJ was saying. That's Commander Millard. And he explains to him what he's going to do here. He's a test pilot, and it's a competition between two new mechas to replace their aging VF 11 Thunderbolt. It's the YF 19 versus the YF 21.
And this is
And
very much like real life fighter plane trials where they have like a Y designation, and like the F-22, they had a YF-22, I think, or YF-20 something, and essentially both planes had to go toe to toe to determine which one is going to get continued funding and continued development.
yes, yeah, and they're going to try to figure out, is it better to have the one that's controlled by the brainwaves, or is it one that's better just manually controlled? Oh, and there's the pilot. Oh, this guy here, I think his name's Jan Newman. In the English dub, he is voiced by the guy that did Roy Fokker. Little fun fact.
Wow.
I think his name is Dan Warren.
Hmm.
So a little levity during the meeting here. Oh, there he is. There's our pilot. His name is Gold Goa Bowman, and he's Zentradi. Surprise, surprise. Another Zentradi. Oh, but our hero, Isamu, doesn't look like he's very much impressed with him. And they glare at each other. Menacingly. And he is angry. So I think they get right down to it. Like I say, this show is only 4 OVA episodes long, and each one is 45 minutes. So there's no filler. They just get right to it. I think he's looking. Gold is looking up facts on Isamu. He's playing around in the simulator, I think, and he gets to Too rambunctious, he gets crushed. He's like, oh, well, your simulator can't take my flying style. And when the scientist tries to get a little lippy, he's like, listen here, I'm the test pilot. He's like, hey, you, girl, let's go out for a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's ever the ladies' man.
And he's riding a motorcycle from Akira.
There you go. And all this time, you're getting some great music from Yoko Kanno, I believe. Did a lot of the music for Macross Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And they see that Sharon Apple is coming to town. Sharon Apple is the idol, the singing idol. And you'll see it everywhere. And if you remember from the very beginning, she looks familiar. She's Sharon Apple's manager. And they're having a press conference because, you got to hype up the concert. Uh-oh. He sees her. Gold sees her. Oh, and there is, which is pretty crazy, but there is Sharon Apple.
Ah, it looks just like Petey.
Ha! Pretty freaky, though. You've got the virtual idol.
Mm-hmm.
Admired by millions.
Miku could become like this one day.
Maybe. Good old Hatsune Miku. Making connections for the concert. Meanwhile, she takes off because she used to live there and she went away and now she's come back. So, like you always do, when you come back somewhere, you take a trip, see how much has changed. Meanwhile, Samo's having a little bit of a good date with Lucy here. It's always the windmills that come into play, it seems. Oh, and we're having the fated reunion.
Mm-hmm.
It's Myung and Gold. Of course, this kind of drives you up the wall when you're watching this, and you're like, "What happened between these two?" Oh, and now the three of them are finally seeing each other again, and you're like, "Why? What's going on here?" Lots of animosity.
He's former Zentradi, right?
Yes.
Or is he? Okay, cool.
Yes.
I mean, not former Zentradi. He's micronized
Yes.
Zentradi. Or micronized.
Just like every Macross show, you have to have a Zentradi. And a love triangle, which looks like this is what it's pairing up to be, but we're not quite sure what's happened. And now they're doing their flight tests. I think they're going to do missile tests to see how the brain-controlled ship works. And he plots all the all the paths of the missiles via the computer. So he can do all that and avoid them all. And of course, Isamu's like, well, I can do that too. So there's some transformations going on. Guld transforms. Isamu transforms and meets him right in midair, which I guess surprises him. So it breaks his concentration. And he starts having a flashback. And he's falling. He's falling down. And he can't recover. And it's almost like, hey, this thing's great. It really burns up really well. Finally, Millard's like, save him now, or I'm going to revoke your flying license. Like, okay. So he makes it, saves him just in time. Guld regains control. Then he thinks to himself, if I just accidentally put some downward pressure on here. And then it does, it happens. He wipes him out. And man, what a mess.
Wow.
Of course, the aftermath, you did that on purpose. He's like, no, it was an accident. He's like, you've got the devil's luck. You actually survived. And then we'll find out what happens in the next episode of Macross Plus. Then, yeah, we've got our credits here. It should say the actors, illustrators, animation. Lots of songs, lots of Sharon Apple songs. Where are we going here? Is it they got to show up sometime. What do we got here?
Wendy Swan. I remember I was talking to Eric O'Sullivan a while back. He mentioned he dropped her name, and she's apparently one of the vocal talents.
Okay. Yeah, Steve Blum.
she's second. There we go. It's fourth one from the bottom right there. But yeah, Eric O'Sullivan. That guy has some cool Macross stuff, similar to your collection.
Okay. Gee, I swear. I know it doesn't have his name on here. Brian.
Which one?
Brian Cranston. Yeah, he should be on here.
Maybe he had a stage name back then, or maybe he just came out with a stage name after this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, and then here we go. Next episode, or next release. Yeah. There you are. There's Macross Plus, which I think is easy enough to watch. You could do it in a day.
Yep.
Just to watch the whole thing.
I got the answer. He had a non-union pseudonym, Lee Stone.
Lee Stone?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, first guy.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, very first guy, Lee Stone, a.k.a. Brian Cranston. All right, there you go. So I meant to ask DJ, did you see all of Macross Plus or at all?
I was on mute. Yeah,
Or
sure, I did it. It was very good. I enjoyed it. I think there was the both the what is it, 4 episode miniseries, and they have a movie, kind of condensed movie or something like that.
yes, there is a movie. Yep.
Yeah, I have the movie for sure. I don't know if I have the episodes, or if I do, I didn't see them just now, but I can almost swear I did have the 4 episode version floating around. Because usually, if I have like one version and I find out there's another one, I usually do keep both.
Okay.
But yeah, no, the premise was pretty good, pretty solid, and it contributes to the world building, which is always big to me. I always like just having a hashed out, a fleshed out universe, and it's one of the things that, one of the positive points about Macross 7. Like, while negative point is you're glorifying this guy who disrupts the pilots in combat, um, because he wants to be min-mate, but he can't just stay on the ship. He has to be in a fighter plane to do it, which sounds both dangerous and distracting, and apparently has the skills of a pilot ace. But anyway, my point, what is my, but no, that's distracting as you can imagine. But just the fact that, like, from that point forward, you have that, it's like Star Trek, the new Star Trek always references the early Star Trek, up to a point, like 2009, and I like that a lot because, like, you can clearly see that ever since the captain, or the admiral, or the guy with the guy with the cigar, the tobacco pipe, Captain Global.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Yep.
you know, ever since he proposed the idea, hey, look, humanity needs like a plan B. We can't just like keep our eggs in one basket. Even though, yeah, they're planning to defend Earth and rebuild. The logic is like, look, this can happen again, and we should probably, being an inch within extinction, we should probably start spreading through the cosmos. And so, that was basically, that was Captain Global's idea, or at least that was something that he formally proposed, and that's what got you to Mega Road One, like you mentioned last week, and that kicked off the early colonization effort, which of course eventually led to the Macross 7 whatever fleet number, the 13th colonization fleet or something like that. But the Macross 7 ship, um, and they keep going. It's like, and this is like somewhere between what comes after, which I guess would be what, Frontier or Delta, probably Frontier,
Frontier
and
comes next. Yep.
so this is probably significantly before Frontier, but it's definitely after, after Macross 7 for sure. Wait, is it actually, don't quote me on that. It's definitely after SDF, let's say that.
Yes. Yeah. Macross Plus takes place in 2040, and Macross 7 takes place in 2045.
Ah, okay. And even already you can see there's a very mature, like setup. Like, they got bases, they got entire planets that are colonized, that are clearly somewhat terraformed, perhaps, unless they have native life forms. I'm gonna guess that they imported some life from Earth, or seed embryos or something like that, to kind of make the planet more compatible with us. But whatever the case may be, they definitely have facilities across the galaxy already.
Yes. Yeah, and places they can launch from as well. I've got
Hmm.
some extra videos I've taken of some of the Macross uh, merchandise I've gotten. Let's see here. There we go. So these are, as you can see, it says VF1S blueprints. I picked these up about 30 years ago, and this is like the first time I've ever opened them up. I might have opened them up once before when I first got them, but I can't remember. So I thought they did pretty good with the detail. That pulsing you're seeing from the light is just because I have fluorescent lights in my office here.
I see it's a Black Skull Squadron unit right there too.
Yeah. A little bit of information about it.
I can't believe they don't have like model kits like they do for Gundam for these, but luckily they have toys. You know, they do have toys. They're very pricey, but they at least exist. So, you know, unlike Gundam, you can buy this thing fully assembled and ready to look at.
Yeah, I do have a model kit, and it's
Ooh.
it's for obviously it's from years ago, but they should have model kits for these as well.
Mm-hmm. And there we go. I see it in gear walk mode right there.
Yep.
Here's another thing I liked about what was it, Macross Zero. They kind of hashed out a little more detail on the engines, you know, which are located in the legs, and how they weren't using nuclear propulsion engines yet. So when they
Yeah.
got the nuclear engines online, they had significantly increased range and performance. And Roy Fokker was pretty much tearing those engines apart, the conventional engines. He was tearing them apart, which is, you know, significant. Like he's clearly a pilot who was, you know, able to take advantage of that.
Hey, welcome, Cobra Khan. How you doing? Nice to see you. Back in the days, tried to make them VF1 with Legos, fully transformable. That's awesome.
Nice.
And the
Wow.
one
Yeah. Fully transformable. That's a tall order.
it is. That takes talent there. Oh, and I'll just go back here because yeah. So this is the newest Macross book I've got, and it's got all the series in it. As you can see, there's Delta, and it always shows the love triangle, and then Frontier, and then you have your three main characters again. And then for today, it's appropriate because there's Macross 7. And yes, you have your three main characters. And then Macross Plus. James, you had a huge F-15 model kit, sold it and gave it away. It had many pieces. Still think it's possible the greatest air superiority fighter bomber ever made. It might, yeah. I don't know much about the F-15, but it sounds like it. Okay, and last but not least, now you got to get the CD. And I'm very partial to Frontier because I like Rankali and Cheryl Nome. Excellent singing voices.
Plus, they don't have a habit of disrupting pilots in combat.
That's they don't do that. They don't rush out to sing to the enemy. High quality paper and printing. You got her, James. It's the Culture Mixture Frontier version. And I got this from Play Asia as well. Because they have everything for your Macross needs. And they're giving the W for Valkyrie because it's they sing a bunch of the Macross Delta songs. And Valkyrie is the group from Macross Delta. You had the game for the Atari 800 too? Nice. Okay, and there's
cool.
one more. I got these, Angry Canadian sent me these
Oh wow.
Valkyries. Yeah, isn't that something? These
Got
they're
he got
die.
that from he got that from Japan, huh?
Yeah, they're made by Tomica, who makes a lot of the vehicles and such over in Japan, and these are die cast, so they're quite heavy. They got some good heft to them.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that
I love
something
that.
though?
I love that blue. I like the just the look of both Valkyries right over there. And yeah, I could imagine what it feels like holding those.
Yeah, and they got the little stands for them.
Mhm.
And yeah, you got Hikaru's and Max's. Yeah,
Mhm.
those are some great little figures. And then yeah, then there's this one. I managed to grab this
Whoa.
at
And
my
that.
local, uh, believe it or not, coin shop. They have comics and stuff in there as well. So
Mm.
they diversify. They have comics and figurines and such. Yeah, it's
And
yep.
that's beautiful though, and it looks like it transforms. And no, I just wanted to. James was mentioning it kind of resembled a FA-18 Hornet, and there might be something there. But also, I would add, in some cases, the Valkyries from the first Macross series have a lot in common with an F-14 Tomcat because of the variable geometry wing when it's in normal flight mode.
Yes, I believe Shoji Kawamori actually went to a U.S. air base
Hmm.
and got was inspired by the F-14.
Yeah, that is some high quality printing on that box.
Yeah, I got up close and personal.
1/100th scale.
Yeah, so yeah, I
Well,
always
that's
keep my
perfect.
eye out.
That's perfect. Now, you know why I think it's perfect? Because the branding is correct. It says Bataroid Valkyrie. It says the correct name, Macross. Oh my God, they still have the Harmony Gold logo on the bottom. I would have thought they'd slap, Robotech on there if it had Harmony Gold's logo.
Yeah, I don't know if they let them do that. That's we don't want I don't want Harmony Gold.
Yeah,
You know,
like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm surprised. Typically, like they exist to suppress Macross in order to keep their copyright claim on their Robotech stuff. I mean, at least as I would phrase it.
which is not like they really have no claim. They have zero claim. I think. I think they just tried to do some legal chicanery and get away with that.
Yeah, like very clever legal chicanery. It's pretty much well summed up. Yeah, I was just watching some Macross here on this. See, like how you gonna get a strike on that one there? I mean, you can't even see it.
Probably not. No.
That's Macross Plus. But jokes aside, while we had the dual camera up, I got my "Do You Remember Love" DVD right now. I'll keep that on the side if you want to, if you have more stuff to show.
Nope. Let's make your screen big here so you people can see what
Okay.
you've got going on.
So this one here's the Blu-ray I got, and it came in a nice plastic. I got this straight from I don't know if it came straight from Japan, but this is the Japanese version because there is no American version of Do You Remember Love. So it came in one of those holders where you have this, you have a leaf over the top that has some like the pictures of whatever's inside here. So I keep these together inside the plastic slip case because I've already backed this up so that when I watch it, I don't have to actually watch the Blu-ray. I got like I got my copy in, and I can keep this secure on the shelf.
Ah,
Um,
very good.
yeah, and this one here. Let me see here. How did we open this? Okay, this one's a slide out cover, so I slide that out. But briefly, we'll take a look now. One of the things I noticed was I was doing a video under my own lighting like a few weeks ago, showing like my DVDs and like the way the ink looks in certain areas. Actually, you don't see it now, probably because we're using natural light. But there was something about the ink on here had like a weird property that you can only see when you're like showing it on camera. But that being besides the point, yeah, it just has this beautiful manga art on here, and you got Ishiro, you got Misa. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be mixed up names. It's like I'm mixing up Lisa and Misa. Anyway, of course, you got Lin Minmei, who looks a little bit different, but of course, that's the manga art, Captain Global.
Mhm.
You got Claudia, who last week I called her Gloria,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Like I did it again yesterday. I'm going through my pictures or whatever, and I'm going, oh look, Gloria. Like, I stopped myself. Roy. You got the bridge bunnies right over there. The beautiful girls who hang out on the bridge.
Yep.
In that particular in the ship on the bridge. But anyway, you got a black Blu-ray. I don't know if that's an indication of the region or if it just happens to be in a black case. But very satisfied with the result. It's like a freaking like 36 gig. What was it, like 36 gigabytes for the whole copy on the computer basically. And if I really wanted to, or not that I don't want to, but I think for the sake of expediency, I'm not going to go pull up Google Lens. Although, actually, wait a second, I got Google Lens in my browser, so can I just click on the lens and use a screenshot from Restream to translate that? Let me see if that
Ooh, give it a
works.
try.
Oh wow, I think it might actually work. All right, I got a blurry picture, but we're gonna just let it decipher the stuff that's not blurry. All right, so we highlight that, and then it opens up a Google search. Oh, it's doing a Google picture search. Okay, it's not translating it. I'd have to actually take the picture to Google Translate. Not a big deal, but wait. Oh, here it is. Translate. Ah, ha 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 ha. Au contraire. I don't know why I said that, but anyway,
Yeah.
Japanese to Spanish. Um, no, I live in. Well, it's not that way I live. I just happen to speak English, but Japanese to English. I gotta say that's not a very effective translation, considering I'm telling it to translate and it's
Mm.
doing nothing. Maybe it's that browser plugin that LCX recommended. Now, okay. But LCX actually, she did recommend a cool browser extension where, like, typically you put your mouse over the text and it gives you like the individual, translations, the kanji or the katakana. But what we can
Okay.
do. Oh, here it is. I had to scroll down. I'm being a boomer here. Here we are. So basically, it's got names. Yeah, it's just credits. Yeah, a
Okay.
lot of Japanese names. But real quick, I'm gonna try that one more time because I think that was kind of interesting, to give it a shot. Now, how do I close this? Okay, good. So maybe, for example, we want to translate this. Right? Yeah, that's perfect. Let's translate what we see there because that looks like it has a story there. I mean, it says story. So I think that's gonna have a story. So I'm gonna click on the Google Lens button again. 1, 2, 3, cheese, and then I'm gonna highlight this, and you know, there we go. And then that's what it looks like on my screen right now. So I click on translate, and then it gives you the body of Japanese text, and it has some stuff here. Jubi oko te yamagiru altamari no vobragazu sutori. I'm sure our friend Blaine or anyone who knows more Japanese like English Canadian would definitely like cringe at that pronunciation there. Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong part. Okay, let me scroll down. A simple love song. I thought it was gonna be like Japanese followed by English in the same paragraph. That's why I was gonna. Okay, so we got the English part here. A simple love song reborn beyond time and space. Story Western 2009. The sudden appearance of the alien race, the Zentradi, has brought humanity to the brink of extinction. Faced with an overwhelming difference in military power, even the alien battleship. Wait, oh yeah, it is. That's true. It is an alien battleship. Even the alien battleship Macross, which was their trump card, has no choice but to flee, and the human race is in danger. The alien race, Meltradi, the female Meltradi, I can't do that, Trondi, Meltrandi. Anyway, the female Zentradi appears, and in a desperate situation, humanity discovers that the aliens have no choice. No culture, big difference. Well, they have no choice either, but they will soon. Now, humanity must embark on a plan that will ensure their survival. Plan to convey the culture of Lin Min Mei. Hey! And that is yeah, so that's cool. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. And so bottom line is let's get out of Google Lens now and get back to the camera. And how do I get out of that? Oh, there we go.
Very
And
good
just
translation, DJ. Very good.
oh yeah, I'm glad that works. Yeah, I got to use that more extensively because a lot of times I'll just take my phone. And so if I'm playing an emulator, I'll just literally screenshot that and I'll use my camera phone basically. And I did that to play Legend of the Galactic Heroes. And if I had to play any all Japanese Macross title, like I know you got games for PlayStation 3, for example, that's probably how I would get through it without a language pack if there was none available. But
Hmm.
yeah, you just got the more beautifully rendered art as you discussed last week. It's definitely got a boost in production value compared to the TV series. And yeah, so I'm very pleased to be the proud owner of this. And one caveat was it did not have English subtitles. So luckily, I was able to go to like one of those subtitle websites, download some subtitles, and with that, I was able to which, oh yeah, I got one more thing here. I was able to just download the subtitles, add them to the file. So the trick is when you play it in VLC Media Player, you can right click on VLC Media Player, click Add Subtitle, and essentially it opens the subtitle file temporarily. So you can't add subtitles to a read-only media disc, a Blu-ray disc, but you can import subtitles while playing a disc, and it will properly sync up if it's the correct subtitle. So that was like before I copied it, and then when I backed it up, I was able to then integrate the subtitles. And speaking of integrating subtitles, now I couldn't initially find my own copy of this, so I had to go on eBay, and I found a Chinese seller on eBay, which offers this. And where's my Macross 7? And my Macross 7. So these, like, basically, I have this series in 640 by 480, and this one is like, not necessarily remastered, but it's as high resolution as you're gonna get. Like, it is a 1080p. I think it's like 1440 by 1080 instead of 1920. But the box was nice. What they did is just, it looks legit. It's totally not. I think this goes under the heading of counterfeit. But that's what we got from China. Yeah, bootleg. Because see, bootleg. When something appears to be like legit, well, it is bootleg though. It is, but and oh yeah, that's what. Speaking of bootleg, so this is what made this whole thing hilarious. Was like, how many episodes of these shows are there? There's like 50 episodes, 36 episodes, right? So this is how the discs are supplied. They're put in these plastic bags like this, and they just kind of shove them in there.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, which, I mean, one angle, I guess it's protecting them from scratches. If you're gonna stuff extra discs in there, I guess this is the way to do it. But it was just very weird. I'm okay with it because, you know what? Like, I wanted them in higher quality. Couldn't get them, domestically. This was the only way to get it, like, affordably in the short term. Like, sure, I'd love to buy the, $300 version and, have the beautiful, like, stuff that comes in the box. I mean, like, I've seen some of the ones that you've shown me that were available. So it's not like they don't exist. They do exist. They're just a bit pricey. So you got to really be determined as a fan.
I just want to say hello to you, Aris. Thanks for coming in.
What's up, Aris? Good to see you, bud.
And to CobraCon, Sarah made a Macross VF1-like game named Thexter back in the day. Oh, yes. Have you played the CobraCon? Do you remember Macross for the NES? They had that as well. And I believe for the Super NES, you can get those games too.
Okay, that's news to me. Now, that's something I'm interested in knowing about. But yeah. So real quick, just for the benefit of Aris, we just took a quick look at, and if you go back earlier in the stream later on, you'll be able to see Pop's collection of stuff. That was pretty cool. But I was just showing my official Do You Remember Love Blu-ray disc that I got from Japan and had to add my own subtitles to. And it comes in this. I'm going to repack that in a moment. And these are just the funny bootlegs that came from China. But anyway, back to you, Pop.
Yeah, so you were saying, and I just recalled seeing something on here. I'm going to share my screen again, and you probably I hope you don't kick yourself, but over at Play Asia, you can get Macross Do You Remember Love 4K remastered set, and it comes in with English subtitles.
Okay, well, I'm not kicking myself mainly because I got a really good price on the one I'm holding in my hand, and what should we call it? And on top of that, what was it like? I don't want a warehouse 4K video.
Yeah.
Like, really, that's like brutal. But it's nice to have. I mean, realistically, I would make a backup copy if I owned this one. I'd probably like store it in 1080p, or maybe I'd store 2 versions of it if I was really OCD about it. My computer, my media server can play 4K and convert it to 1080p as I'm watching it. So it's like not really an obstacle at all to store it in that format. And I guess, to be honest, it is Macross, so why not? At one point, I bought Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray, and I bought the 4K mainly to make screenshots. Like, not even for the video, just like when you take a screenshot from a 4K Blu-ray, you get a really big, clear picture. You can crop it, and it's like essentially it's enlarged compared to a normal 1080p screen. It takes up like something like quadruple that surface area. So you can use that in a lot of ways that you wouldn't expect. Things that you wouldn't do with a 1080p screenshot, you can do with a 4K screenshot. Like if you were making a background for your stream or any number of things.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be awesome for Macross. But I'm sorry, carry on.
No, that's all right. This is it's only $101 Canadian, so that's actually a really good price from what I've seen other Macross titles available. like the ones you were talking about, the
Mhm.
$300 and all that. It's like, wow, that is, and we can check that out too because it's right here. Uh, Macross Zero is $199. The original is 494. Delta is 363 or 364. So yeah, uh, whew, $100 is a good deal.
Seriously, for like honestly, like it doesn't even make my eyes bleed. Like I'm actually like surprised it's that cheap, and yeah, that's cheap in this context.
Yes, but this is where I usually get my anything I want to find for Macross stuff because they you have a pretty good stock of it.
Yeah, it looks like a good selection. It really is a good selection. I bet I can get all the CDs I want. I'm gonna definitely check this out.
Yeah, CDs for sure. All right, so for those that are coming in a little late, we already did go through Macross 7 and Macross Plus, both from 1994. Both have excellent music soundtracks. I highly recommend getting them, listening to them however you can, and you'll have some very enjoyable music. And the shows are great to watch. Uh, Macross Plus is an OVA, so it does have OVA quality animation. 7 is 49 episodes long, so you've got plenty of show to watch. Cobra Khan, well, thinking it aired in 480p back in the days. But Japan was on, I believe, 575 or something. No, they had higher resolution back in they started with in 1989, I believe, with the broadcasting in higher resolution for
Mm-hmm.
HD, but it was analog, it wasn't digital. But
Well, I
still,
got
they sorry, go ahead, Ronnie.
I was just chiming in because like that's interesting. It's true they did have some like early they had even ED TV, which was like in between standard def and high definition, which like in Asian markets I think they even had TVs that were like a squarish 4:3 aspect ratio that had a higher res. But the copy of Macross 7 I obtained, it was in at 480p and it looked like a clean 480p. Like when I watch it on my TV, it scales up smoothly. And one thing I noticed while watching it, 5 times over was because I liked it so much was how like in some scenes you could see like when they're like in a room where some characters in the foreground or some characters are in the background, you'll see they literally don't have faces. So I remember thinking about it saying, oh well, I guess it's pointless to make this available in 1080p anyway because there's no detail there. But essentially in that 1080p copy I have, you got higher resolution and it's not like faking detail, but it's true that like if the animation cell doesn't contain the information and they don't add that digitally later on or do some gargantuan effort, then you're just going to get a higher resolution of whatever they drew on that animation cell, which I don't have a problem with. It's just that's what it is. And it seems that whatever they stored that on, like what they usually animate these and then they'll film them on sometimes 16 millimeter film, at which point unlike the magnetic tape, the resolution is a bit higher and you can retransfer that again later.
That's right. It's you can't get better than what your original looks like. Unless trickery or AI stuff, but
Yep.
um, if you and that's why film transfers are so much better for the for upscaling rather than
Mhm.
videotape, which is not as great.
Yeah, very challenging. That's why, like, when they did Babylon 5 on DVD for the first time, all of the live action scenes were done on film, so they were able to actually even make them available in widescreen, which was kind of like a nice touch. But the problem was all of the CGI and other composite video effects they did, anything involving chroma key, green screen, blue screen, pretty much like had to be like zoomed in on and cropped because they only had those. Like they did them on a Commodore Amiga, and then they had like a 486 as a file server basically for the Commodore Amigas, and all of that all of that digital compositing or all of that video compositing happened in a 4:3 aspect ratio. It was stored on a tape. It was never really done on film. It didn't need it, like even though they filmed it in widescreen, they knew they were broadcasting to standard definition, so they didn't really bother doing the effects in any other way. So of course, when the DVD came out, people noticing that the video composite scenes are kind of blurry, and that's literally because they're zoomed in and cropped. And so right before they remastered Babylon 5, I started buying a few episodes on VHS, and like some of them it was like beautiful. It was just like, yeah, okay, VHS lower res, but it was a fresh tape. I pop it in there, and then I'm watching the first video composite scene where there's like a fake background. I'm just like, it was like everything was clear, and it was like it filled up the screen correctly. And so when they finally remastered Babylon 5, they did make it available in a 4:3 aspect ratio now, so that the video composite scenes, can match up with the aspect of the live action scenes, and essentially that's how it was intended to be broadcasted. So even though it would be nice to have Babylon 5 in widescreen, I think this was like a very good decision to like, keep everything consistent. And with something like that, they had film for the video, but they didn't have, so they could, remaster the video. I mean, they had film for the live action, so that was just a scan. Okay, high resolution scan done, and maybe some, adjustments. But the video stuff, they did something to get that upscaled. I don't know what they did, but like that would have been something that they would have had less to work with in the source.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about VHS. I mean, I'm a ardent collector of VHSs because it's lost.
Mm-hmm.
They don't print on them anymore, and some movies you can't even get on DVD. They are stuck on VHS for some reason or other.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it is lower resolution, but it's still enjoyable. Like if it's a good story and such, you can look past that.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, for the most part, anything I bought that was packaged, recorded in SP mode, actually holds up pretty well, surprisingly. If you recorded a tape from Blockbuster in EP mode, okay, yeah, obviously you're gonna make trade-offs. But yeah, this is an interesting thing that Cobra Khan is saying, that it's the same for Star Trek: The Next Generation. Sequest DSV, all CGI quality. Now, interestingly, they did make Sequest. Oh, I have the disc right here. Hang on, I have it right on top of my tower.
Okay. There it is. You might be muted, TJ.
I might be muted.
There you go.
A company called Mill Creek made Sequest DSV, remastered it, made it available on Blu-ray, $50. Like, not a bad price for like a whole 3-season series. Granted, season 3 is a bit truncated. It ended early, I believe, and things get kind of funny for some people in season 2. But all in all, I enjoyed the show. Season 1 was the season where, like, I think Spielberg had more of a say, or more of like, more of a active role, whereas the following seasons he's like maybe executive producer at best, like in credits. But this one here, I don't know what they did precisely, but whatever they did a great job. They did such a good job that if I play this on my screen right now while using screen sharing, it'll detect it within 30 seconds on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Without audio.
yeah. No, it's the way they are able to do that now is just annoying.
Mm-hmm. But that's all. I just wanted to share that, since it was a good coincidence that Cobra Khan mentioned the Sequest DSV. Like I said, I have no idea of the details. I just know that I'm very satisfied with my purchase.
Yeah, and speaking of VHS, there's my VHS collection of Macross. Yeah, it's under the Robotech banner because when I bought these, it was 1990,
Oh yeah,
1991.
you
So
had no options.
these things, yeah, exactly. I had no choice. I had
Don't worry,
to.
I'm your guest today. So unlike what I usually do in the chat, where I go, "What's Robotech? I never heard of this Robotech." But no, I'm gonna empathize at this point. And the box art is actually really nice. I mean,
It
it's
is,
kind of
isn't it?
cool. Mm-hmm.
Like you've got, especially these ones from FHE or Family Home Entertainment. They'd seem to do
Mm-hmm.
okay with that.
Yeah.
There was the sequel that they wanted to do, Robotech 2, The Sentinels, and that's I think only 3 episodes, and that was canceled. Robotech Masters, it's That's Super Dimensional Cavalry Southern Cross. Like
Oh
it's
yeah, I
not
remember hearing about
related
this.
to Macross at all. It's just thanks to Carl Masek, mushing them all together. So yeah, that's Southern Cross as we call it. Oh, come on now. Sometimes VLC has trouble, I think.
Yeah, sometimes the source file won't like scrub as conveniently, but
Yes.
VLC is still the shiznit. But yeah, I dig it. It looks
It
like almost like I don't even see the bar. Oh, there we go. Okay, it snapped out of itself. So maybe just
Yeah,
hit play again. It'll
try
work.
that. There we go. Yeah, sometimes it has trouble, but other than that, it plays everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the family home entertainment ones have really great box art. It's got they put the main characters on, which was a good idea on their part.
Yeah, it looks great. How many episodes per tape?
What do we got? 6.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. It's about 246. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yep, checks out. Then you've got the bastard child, Macross 2. And then when I went to the they had a Robotech convention in 1995 in Anaheim, of all places. So I took a trip in 1995 to Anaheim, and it was a 10-year celebration. So I went there and had a great old time, surrounded by people who had the same obsession with Macross and Robotech, and I picked up some more.
Fellow Macrossians.
Yes, and then there's Macross Plus I picked up. So each tape has 1 episode on it. And I believe I picked up 1 tape that has subtitles, but the rest are all dubbed. Yes, Cobra Khan Masters, Robotech Masters was, they called her Max and Miria's daughter, but her actual real name is like Jenny LaRue. And she is, she's not even related to it.
Huh. Oh, okay. So it's like what is that like different? Almost like is that similar to like Macross 2?
Well, like I
Like the
said,
lore wise?
lore-wise, the story is completely different. But like I say, the guy that was making Robotech just took Southern Cross and was like, "Hey, it's got a similar art style in Mecha. Let's mush them together and say it's part of the Macross universe,"
I
which
see.
it is not.
Yeah, absolutely not. Like, I mean, like that was a part of like what they did with Harmony Gold and padding things out and trying to get enough content for syndication and all that
Syndication. Yep.
madness. But also, real quick, I just forgot to touch on it when Cobra Khan mentioned Next Generation, Star Trek: The Next Generation. That has a heck of a story. It's part of the reason why I think they kind of held off on upscaling, remastering like other series because like it cost millions of dollars. They had to there's like some videos of what's that guy? That guy who got the PhD in Star Trek that people talk about all the time. Who well that guy. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, Burnett, Robert Meyer Burnett. That's it. And
Oh,
yeah, he was involved heavily in that process, or at least he has a bunch of like interviews he did regarding that process, and it kind of exposits. But in a nutshell, they had the film stock, but because they were doing it for standard def 4:3, hello Alex Moore, 4:3
Alex.
aspect ratio, they they had scenes where like there would be a lighting pole in the frame, and scenes where like there would just be like maybe a wire on the floor because they normally assume that would be cropped, so they had to do some digital airbrushing, so to speak, to get it resolve those things. And they did a really good job. I think they even redid some of the ship scenes and stuff of that nature, and this just drove up the bill. But in the end, they actually have a really nice Blu-ray. It's not widescreen, but it's not 4:3. It's like that's another thing I think they did. I think they like just made it slightly wider than 4:3 aspect ratio, so it's not like a full widescreen, but it's like wider than what you would otherwise get. And yeah, it's like the only things like when you watch Next Generation Blu-ray, you'll see things like lines in the carpet. So, the way that they laid a carpet back in the standard definition TV days, they'd be like, oh yeah, that imperfection will just be a blur on a regular TV. And now it's
Yeah.
like you're seeing all of those details. So I just thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. And Alex, you're wondering where 7's at, baby? We went through 7 actually first of all, so you may have to rewind the stream and have a look. We went over episode 1 of Macross 7. But yeah, is there any other goodies you've got there, DJ?
Well,
You
since
want to
I
show
mean,
off?
I feel since Alex Moore missed Macross 7, I think I gotta take care of him here. We gotta hook it up for him. We can't leave him hanging. He's got to see Macross 7. So I'm gonna see if I can remedy that right now because heaven forbid he doesn't see any Macross 7. And as you know, I have such a high quality copy on me that I'm sure he'll be impressed with the amazing quality that I'm about to provide here.
We don't want a dissatisfied customer.
Exactly. So, just kind of browsing the file system real quick, and then as soon as I get through that file system, wow, it's just so absurd. Let me just brighten up my light. There we go. That's the best we're gonna get there. A trick of angles. Look at that. Oh, good. You're gonna get video quality. All right. So let's see if we can find it in my filing system here. Macross 7, PCM audio. Yeah, I was doing so many different encodings to get this right. It's just like it can be really tricky to get the video to look good on this, as you can imagine. Well, I mean, it never looks good on this, but So there's your Macross 7. I'm sorry I didn't have a bigger picture on me today, but I kind of thought, wow, that's just awful, man.
Oh yeah, look
Oh,
at
there we
that.
go. Yeah, we got the set. Oh, goodness gracious. What that window light? There you go. See, look, you got Delta Force coming off of the deck of the ship. We have 8 kilohertz audio. If I put my microphone up to it, you would hear a muffled Neki Basada voice. But there's your Macross 7 there, bud. Sorry that we can't do more, but I will scrub through the episode a little bit for you so you guys can admire some of the action shots there. And Pop, let me know if you think this is like something I shouldn't be playing on your screen. I think we're good, but
Yeah,
let's not, right?
it should be fine. It should be
Oh, you
fine,
think?
DJ.
Oh, we'll be
I,
fine.
I,
Okay,
I don't.
cool.
I don't think
It-
it's gonna. If they get us with this, then we know that they've got some really high intelligence or AI capabilities.
yeah, right. We'll learn from that. But yeah, so it's like we went. This is actually the same screenshot that we went over earlier, just in
Yep.
living color. So that's how you'll be rewarded when you rewind the tape. You'll get this all in living color. But real quick, we'll just skim through it real quick. This is the Pocket Core Media Player for Windows CE 2.11, and this was a late development. Like this was not out in the heyday of this device. Yep. And that is Neki Basada tampering in battle, shooting his speaker pod while the combatants are busy trying to do their job. And Gamlin is all like, dude, get out of the war zone. We're doing our job here. And
Yeah.
that is basically it. So there you go, Alex. I hope you enjoyed watching Macross 7 in stunning black and white and in like 5 to 10 frames per second. How many frames a second do you think we achieved? Let's see. That's the thing. So if you encode the frame rate, I don't mean to get all technical, although I guess we are briefly going to do that. Okay, I'm sorry, I was a little out of focus there. I play the original at 10 frames a second, right? I re-encoded it to 10 frames a second, but the device can only sustain 7.9. It drops frames. So basically, the bigger the larger the picture, and that's why this one is skipping. So I started using lower quality audio, lowering the sample rate of the audio track makes it so that you can have more frames per second. So it's sort of like, you're balancing out. The CPU is decompressing video, but even if you lower the compression, it's the data transfer rate between the memory card, which is compact flash. Although they do have adapters, like that's a CF card adapter right there. I'm sorry, SD card adapter. And so if I ever have a power outage, Pop, I'll be able to watch Macross without wasting battery power on my phone. But yeah, I mean,
Perfect.
I do this stuff on my own channel, so there's the plug right there. I don't even have to plug my channel anymore. But sometimes on my channel, if I have nothing planned or if I want to show you guys progress on what I achieved here, I'll show this. But in a nutshell, to get this device with its 69 megahertz MIPS CPU to play the video, it had to be an XVID MPEG-4 basically, so an early iteration of MPEG-4. Resolution could be a little bit wider when I use the lower quality audio, so we don't get like that cropped box that you're seeing over here. It'd be like a little bit like of a margin on the side, but actually quite legible. So I've made great progress in encoding video for this. It's that I'm now trying to make the command script, like I made a script. I'm trying to make the script into a graphical interface, and I'm trying to do that with AI because I'm lazy, and it keeps breaking the functionality halfway through adding new features. So I still got to play with that in my own time. So yeah, any questions, Pop?
No, you've explained it very well. And everyone out there, you too can catch DJ Ronnie G on Thursdays. He has the Monday show on Thursday.
Hmm. And you can see me pull out exotic devices. Sometimes if I really have nothing planned, I just open up my desk drawer and we see what's in there. And because I'm a hoarder, sometimes we find some cool stuff. Like I don't mean to shift. Where did I put my Wario? I literally have a copy of Wario World on this desk somewhere. Do I? Okay, I misplaced it. Oh, here it is. See, look, see, I got Wario World for Virtual Boys. So if you want to see
Ooh,
weird stuff like that, tune into my channel.
there you go.
Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I think we've pretty much gone through what I wanted to go through today. The Macross 7, Macross Plus. You can enjoy them. The thing that I really like is watching different Macross series, and they will play music from previous series, which is a really nice little
Hmm.
Easter egg, So you'll be watching Macross Frontier, and you'll hear some of the characters listening to music from Macross
Yeah.
7. And it's like, hey, right on. That's great.
Mhm.
So do
No,
yourselves a
absolutely.
favor. Do yourselves a favor and pick up any series that you want in the Macross universe, and you will have a great old time.
And they used to have SDF Macross on Amazon Prime Video. That's where I first watched it back in 2020. But it was one of those items where like it's not entirely free, but you could watch it with commercials on Amazon. So it had like two relatively long commercials for every episode, or at least one long commercial. And it was like I got that song "Whoop." There it is, stuck in my head because of that. But aside from that, I mean, the fact that they provided it. Oh, and this is the thing. Like I didn't know like they had like I this is the first time. Hey, what's up, the Comic Relief Crusader? Good to see you, man. I didn't know that, and it's good to see you, Arvis. If I didn't say hi to you already, but oh yeah, I did. Anyway, like I didn't know that. I knew about Robotech. I watched it many, 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 many years ago. Like I bought it like at the local Hot Topic, basically on like a half-hour disc, basically.
Hmm.
It was very weird. They had these like 80 millimeter DVDs on the front counter for $10. I was like, oh yeah, let's check out this Robotech thing. It sounds familiar. And basically, the one on Amazon Prime, it had like what is it, like closed caption subtitles, like the black background with the white text. But I was like, oh my god, there's subtitles for this, and I'm like, there's so much more lore to this. Like before that, I literally didn't know about the 36 episodes, and I didn't know how far it went, and I didn't realize it was way better than originally thought. And so that's what got me kickstarted me to like follow the entire chronology. That was the beginning for me. And so eventually, like I go and I get a copy of Macross, SDF Macross, and the version I get my hands on has the correct subtitles. So that's good. It also has an English audio track. And so that's a version that's like hard to come by from what I understand. And it has like, even like Mari Ujima, the voice actor and singer for Lin Minmay, does the voice acting in both the English and the Japanese audio track alongside an English audio track. She does it alongside Vic Mignon as Ichio.
Yeah, yeah, that was. I believe that's the AD Vision version,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that too. I'm like, well, that's great. They got her to come and do the English version as well.
Mm-hmm. So that's nice because like I don't like I'm not like a pure I like my subtitles generally because I've had issues with Gundam where the sound effects were wrong on the Cartoon Network version, for example. Like, and I wouldn't have known until I like had the ability to switch between A and B. But when I switched between A and B, I'm like, wait a second, because like there's certain sound effects you expect in Gundam, like when they move the arm, you hear the like that little zooming sound, and suddenly
Yep.
you're like not hearing the right sounds, and you go back and you check it, and you're like, aha, caught you. And maybe that's because how do you redub something with the sound effects? Sometimes I can see what if you don't have separate audio tracks, it's easy to just redo the audio. They did this with Robotech as well, I believe, with the sound effects. Although I hear they did a good job with, it seemed like they did a good job. But long story short, yeah. So that's how I discovered that. And so if I'm like, let's say I'm working on a model kit, I can't read subtitles. So I'll put on a dub, and then if I can focus, yeah, then I'll put on a subtitle.
There you go. Even Cobra Khan says Robotech was your Saturday morning cartoon in the 80s. Same. You know what? Same. Um,
Lucky.
I yeah, I would watch it 1985 when it came out, and I was the prime audience for that. I was what was I, 12? So yeah, just mecha and all that kind of good stuff on all the battles, and yeah, I was just like, this is the best thing ever. I want my own mech. It was a fun
Yeah.
time.
I can't believe. I hope we get mech soon. I mean, like, I mean, like, well, maybe not. Maybe I don't hope we get mech soon, but I mean, I think we should build them for construction, just like in Gundam. They start out as construction units, and then eventually we do find a use for them in combat.
Well, we'll end up like Patlabor. Um,
Yeah.
Same thing. They've got mecha for laboring, but then
Hmm.
you have to have police ones because people start committing crimes with them.
Yeah, I think Brandon, the anime guy, nails it when he says that it's probably one of the more realistic scenarios when it comes to mecha. And I know he's a humongous fan, Brandon, of that series. And I still did I finish it yet? I don't think I've. Oh God, it's great. So you know when you watch something good and you have the satisfaction of knowing that you didn't finish it yet, you still have all that ahead of you. That's
Yes.
me and Pat Labor right now. So I'm pleased to say that because I did like what I've seen so far. Um, I got the movies, I got the series, and I got like one weird thing is that apparently like the dubbed version is censored a little bit. So it's like half the time I don't think it's censored. I just think that maybe like every
Oh,
5 episodes there's a scene they cut out. Hmm?
I said, oh, that's
Oh
interesting. I
yeah,
did not know they censored it.
yeah. I mean, supposedly like every episode says censored, uncensored. So I don't know if that's
Oh,
just the fan subbers trolling me. Maybe they just want us to watch the version that they painstakingly subtitled. But either way, it's nice that I have both versions so I can choose.
yeah, I've got both Pat Labor movies on VHS, and I watched those back in the day, and man, very enjoyable. Like, what a great what a great show.
Yeah, and a good soundtrack too. They got that song "Midnight Blue." Fantastic.
What is Cobra-san saying? There's vids on YouTube with real live Pat Labor in Japan.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There is. Yeah, I don't know if you it's something you ever want to see, but yeah, it's like they're literally loading it on the back of a flatbed or unloading it, just like in the series when they put it on the truck and the hydraulic thing stands it up. It's like one of those.
Huh. No, that's great. Well, this has been a nice trip over Macross
Hmm.
7 and Macross Plus. Coming up on next Sunday, we are going to hit up Zero and Frontier.
Ooh.
So if you guys are interested in Macross Zero or Macross Frontier, which I'll full disclosure, Macross Frontier is my absolute favorite
Hmm.
series. I believe it is like the top tier um, show. It provides excellent story, good good music, and oh, the singers and the music are just phenomenal. And the love triangle, it's so well done. And you'll see lots of Easter eggs if you've watched the Macross series up till now. You're going to be very pleasantly surprised when you watch Frontier.
Yeah, that's a fantastic series, and I was a little worried that I was going to come in today and that would be the topic. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll take it in stride. If you talk about something that I am less familiar on the lore, it's an opportunity for me to listen, remember character names, ask questions, But I'm glad that we got to touch on M7 and M plus because those I'm certainly very familiar with.
Yes, I'm just been trying to do it chronologically. I mean, if people want to go back and watch the previous stream from last week, it's covered all of the very first Super Dimensional Fortress, and then Macross. Do you remember Love and Flashback 2012? So we're going chronologically here. So next up is Zero and Frontier. Anything else to add, DJ? He might be muted. I don't know, but
Yeah, I am muted.
there you go.
Yeah, I said a lot of stuff just now while muted. I don't know how much of it I was on mute
Anything,
for, but yeah.
everything.
But yeah. So anyway, no, this time next week I'll be at work watching your stream about Macross Frontier. So I will look forward to that, and I recommend you all tune in, especially if you like Macross science fiction or space colonization movies. And with that being said, yeah, I had a great time. I appreciate being able to chime in on this topic, and I'm glad that we spoke about series that I'm familiar with. I'm glad I had an opportunity to show you guys some of the stuff that I have on my desk right over here. And yeah, that's basically it.
That's great. Oh, it's always glad to. I'm always glad to have you on, especially because you're a fellow Macross fan like myself. Um,
Hmm.
just hey, guys, everybody out there, just please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Spread the word, tell your friends, let them know old Papa's here. I do the weekend morning shift, so that's what we're all about here. There's other good channels to visit, like DJRonnieG. Remember, you can see him on Thursdays, the Monday show on Thursdays. He'll have tech and turtles and astronomy, so all your favorite things. There's also Pacific 4 and 4, who I believe is streaming right now. He's got his Pop Talk. There's Brandon, the anime guy. There's Carl at the RNG podcast. There's Tomby. He's from the bloke from across the ocean there. Angry Canadian, Nerdporo Lifeform. Everyone's favorite Penguin Punkwaddle. You can always check out his Penguin Positivities. And there's Infinite Metal. Very enjoyable streamer on Kick and Twitch. And plays a lot of retro games. Anything you're working on, DJ?
Nothing too interesting. But like I said, oh yeah, actually, I do have an upcoming show where I'm gonna have a guest on to talk about World War II Imperial Japan, and in the following week, I think we'll do like something more positive. Maybe I'll do a little deep dive on the Ovilles, which is basically like a Japanese entertainment group. They sort of dress like a marching band. They sort of act like a marching band, but I think they're all grown up. The drummer is like a former J-pop idol, and she basically manages that group. And they sort of do like a combination of like jazz and swing and like other orchestral music, incorporating electronic Yamaha digital saxophone along with a bunch of conventional instruments. And just like these girls are basically like moving, bouncing, dancing while playing these instruments. So like there's a lot of skill on display there. So and like they are kind of opening up to an international audience, but their website is still kind of like, a lot of their online presence is still Japanese. So perhaps we will take advantage of that Google Translate to kind of dive into it and learn more about them next week. But for this coming Thursday, the Monday show on Thursday, to ensure that nobody gets confused what day it's on, because everyone knows the Monday show, right? But jokes aside, yeah, we're just gonna do Japan, World War II, and just talk about some various factors. By then, I might have already watched a movie called My Way about Korean soldiers who served, served under the command of Imperial Japan. So we'll get a couple, different angles into there to kind of like, just broaden up. At least my intent is to kind of broaden perspectives. I know the narrative, I know the baseline things that people talk about in the topic. We're definitely going to cover those things, but I also want to just, try to give like more of an angle that, maybe not everyone is accustomed to, getting, and, covering the internal politics of Japan a little bit, covering the foibles between the Imperial Navy and the Imperial Army, and stuff of that nature. So yeah, if you want to come through for intellectual discussion on that, maybe chime in the chat, maybe agree to disagree about specific aspects, maybe simply share what you know. By all means, because I found that sometimes when that topic comes up, people in the chat do drop in some details. Like when LCX popped into the chat, I didn't even know they had like in the Philippines, her grandfather was like a rebel, and they had like Koreans that basically were kind of like the muscle or the goon squad that would serve at the behest, and some of them were there because they were drafted and they don't want their families to be affected back at home. So maybe some people were truly forced into that job, but I think there may be more nuance there. Some people might have been it's a long, like I said, come through on Thursday if you're interested. And that's
Yeah,
around
there you go.
10:45 p.m. Eastern time.
There you go. That sounds great. And just remember, coming up, folks, Tuesday is Trades Talk Tuesdays. I will be here talking about the skilled trades, how to get into them, what to expect, and I'll have pictures and videos of some of the projects I've been involved in. So if you're into that, or if you know anybody that's into that, send them my way. We can talk about the skilled trades. And then after that will be Saturday. I'll be playing my retro games on Saturday, more Yu-Gi-Oh, more card games, more trying to find a God card. Well, we're just going to wrap her up here then. I want to thank everyone that came out today. I want to thank you, DJ, for stopping in and providing your knowledge on the subject of Macross. It's always great having you here.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
And so I hope to see the rest of you stop by on Tuesday. If not, just stop by in the mornings on the weekends and we'll have a good old fun time chatting up and watching me play some games and chatting about anime. So until next time, everyone, I've been Pop with DJ Ronnie G, and we are signing off.